What a beautiful day. Good morning. Welcome to the shop. Alright, let's get ready for the assembly. Elegoo Orange Storm Giga. Here's all the hardware laid out. Go over it nice and slow. You can see what we get here. These nozzles are extra. I ordered a whole box of nozzles extra. They give you a bunch from 0.2 all the way to 1 millimeter. The screen is a touch screen. They give you a large spool holder. All these bags of bolts, some grease, some more nozzles. To give you this little USB that says giveaway. Wonder what's on that. Alright, and I got the camera. The camera's extra. It's only a couple bucks, so I just grabbed it. There's the head. Look at this head in my hand. Huh. A monster. Here's the nozzle, sock. Got a fan coming from each side. Manual. You got two sides over there. The top. And I got some cross braces over here. And that's about it for parts. Alright, let's start building. Alright, here's the book. I'll do a quick flip through it, you guys. You could pause your screen if there's anything you really want to stop and stare at. It's your table of contents. Machine parameters. Component diagram. In case you're really interested in this, you can really get an in-depth with this video. Packing list. Setup and installation. That's what I'm going to be going through right now. Setup and installation. Setup and installation. Setup and installation. And then we have the leveling procedure. I heard this is another crazy deal, but you shouldn't have to level it too often since it's not a the bed don't move, so you shouldn't have to level it that much. More leveling. More leveling. That's the 4th page of leveling. Maroon. Model testing. Touchscreen operation. Very brief with some of this stuff, you know. Here's your software installation. More software installation. LAN network printing. More LAN network printing. Finally, your main board circuit wiring diagram. Alright. Okay, let's get back to the assembly. Alright, it's time to put this bad boy together. So to give you a nice little package of tools, got a variety of Allen keys here, little flathead, little Phillips. You know, I suggest using your own tools, but they're right there. The Allen keys are simple enough. These are all your corner brackets, 2, 4, 6, 8 corner brackets. Your book, all your bolts. I threw the first side up quick. That way I could get a feel for it and not look like a total moron in the first scene. But alright, so this is the front of your printer. You got the plug for your screen, your e-stop switch, and your USB drive. So your left piece is going to have the motor to the back bottom. It's going to be your left side of your Z axis with these little brackets on the top. So we're going to do this right side now. Bring it over. Okay, I'll show you on the bottom here. You have these two little pinholes, and there are two little dowels sticking up, two little metal dowels. So when you place this on your printer, you need those to line up and latch in place. Then you have 4 bolts, and these bolts are HM645, and there's 8 of them. HM645. So let's get this right side up, motor to the back, and line it up with our dowel pins. These pieces are heavier than they look. They're not no tinker toys, I'll tell you that much. Get our wires out of the way here, if they'll stay. This corner right here. Put this guy back. Okay. Get it on the dowels. Pretty much goes right to the edge. Perfectly even, get you on the dowels. Come this way a little to the front. There you go. You hear that satisfying click. There's 4 bolts gonna go in. And we're just gonna get them snug, but not tight yet, because everything's gotta fall into place. Nice and square before you tighten any of these bolts. Snug them up. That's it. Right. Now I'm going through the book. I didn't put this together and take it back apart just to make a video. So bear with me. Alright, next we got these corners that gotta go on. We're gonna use HM640s. In these outer holes, HM640, and the inner holes, HM630. That's what the picture's showing there. Alright. HM630, HM640. So we got 40 in the very top and the very bottom. At least they spin nice, you know, you can take your Allen key and go like that. Not like a lot of furniture I've built. Like IKEA and stuff, forget it. Oh wait, I spoke too soon. You even going in a hole here or what? No, huh? Wait a minute. Here's the hole. Oh, there it is. Back a little more. That's why these gotta be loose. Gotta make sure we're getting there. Okay. That's 40s. 230s in the center screws. Nice. Nice and smooth. I like that, baby. Okay. We'll continue that around for the next 3. This final piece, I keep calling it the top, but it's not really the top, it's the X and Y axis. So they have it with the motor to the back, that caterpillar cable in the back right corner. The slots cut out here, 4 of them, they're gonna land right on this bad boy. Those bad boys, actually. Let's see if we get this slipped in here. Cable, not sure how that's going yet, really. Let's go on the top of this. So let's get this in here. This will pivot on an angle, right? Look at this. Now crush our fingers. And let's get one side and 2 sides. And lock it in. And look at that. Like a glove. Like a mother effing glove. Alright, let's just loop this for now so I don't get no strain on it. See what screws they're calling for here. PM425. Is that right? Did I skip? Oh, I skipped. HWM625. HWM625. Go right up to the bottom here. He's going nice. Like butter. It's got a zip tie in the way here. Cut that. My cutter's right here. It's running right in the way. Okay. 2. Three, 4. 2 more. Okay, that's it. You know what we got here. Right, we'll go through this a little more. Alright, let's get our top cross braces on. I have them laid out in place. This one, no wires, Elegoo written in the front. Your back brace gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow, black, and red wires coming out. That's going to go in the back with the wires facing to the front. Now these are actually going to go underneath like this with PMW 28 screws. PMW 28. A little tricky. Get one started. An HM630 is gonna go on the inside holes. Same as the bottoms. So I'll go around and do all this, and the back is the exact same procedure. Alright, the frame's together, the bolts are all tight. Now we'll go over the final little accessories. The print head. How big this thing is. We got 2 screws on the top, and then 2 screws on the back, bottom. Right back under here. 1, 2. So that's 4 screws. Simple enough. Then we have these Z-stop brackets, they're L-shaped brackets, screw on underneath. And then this goes in between these magnetic sensors and tells it when it's bottoming out. Can't go down anymore. Okay, then we have a Z-shaped bracket. It's going to go right here and hold this caterpillar belt up against the wall. Down here we have 3 screws that hold this caterpillar against the wall. Up here we have the filament spool, filament holder, and this bearing to run it through. Then we have the run out and breakage sensor right here. It actually has 2 of those. Extra part bin here. Came with 2. I'm not sure the use of this second one, but maybe for using this big one, but I don't see why you couldn't just run it through the other one. Then we have the screen, the touch screen, that just snaps on, so you can see. No screws or nothing. And up here in the corner we have the camera. Camera is just a little bracket that screws up from underneath. The camera itself is what's threaded. And this can move wherever you want. It has a USB-C cable. And we'll start with all the wiring. This USB-C cable comes down and runs into this corner here. Plugs in back there, right behind this antenna, the Wi-Fi antenna. Alright, the touch screen runs down the side and plugs in right in the corner here next to the e-stop. And then this is the USB 8 gig drive that it came with. We'll see what's on that. Under here we have a wire here in the front for that sensor, the Z-stop sensor. Left side wire, Z-stop sensor, plugs in. Can't make a mistake with that. Z. And then for each motor over here, we have a wire. One there, one to that motor over there. You have a wire to the filament runout sensor right there. And then the rest, all the goodies are over here in the corner. And they're all labeled. The only one that might be confusing is this one that says DET, because it just says DET, but you have a DET1 and a DET0. It goes in the DET0. That's for the filament runout sensors. Everything else is labeled perfect, X to X, Y to Y. Black plug can only go where it goes. And that's it. Alright, look at this thing. I can't even fit it all in the frame, it's so big. Right? The monitor is higher than my head. Insane. So, next step, we're going to do a full Lexan plexiglass, one or the other enclosure. And I'll redo this somewhere else on the enclosure, so it's a little bit easier to see. I might even just keep it separate over here or something on the side. That's it. It's a pretty thorough build video. Very solid. Everything's level. Keep my book under there. My extra nozzles. You know, let's power it up real quick. All right, powered her on quick. I couldn't wait. I had to try it out. We got fans, heat works. We got some Z action here. I can see real quick that you could put in your amount you want each to move. That's Y and Z. So I'm moving 100 millimeters at a time right now. Back up to the top. That's just a little teaser that we got movement until next time. Look at that. It's a beautiful thing. Wow. I can't even imagine printing that high. That's insane. Print something that high, right? Wow. Oh, now it'll go. Now it's dialed to action. I'm going all the way to the right. Now it's saying the wires at 805. So yeah, we just got to do a calibration. That's all. I'm just getting too anxious and excited. So that's it. I'm going to shut her down and we'll get to programming and building the enclosure next. See you next time. Peace.